episode number 34. Today we're going to discuss movement. Movement is the topic of the day. 680 calisthenics year to date, 90 so far this month. 930 is the goal to reach our 27,292 calisthenics for the year. Link tree's in the bio. Find out what we do. I invite you to click on the link tree. You can see what we're involved in, what we do, and you can also use the links to jump to things that interest you. Free products, free samples, free downloads, free informations, no free houses, but we can find you a great one here. Link tree in the bio. All right, so let's get on with movement. What are we talking about with movement? This is your senior moment, by the way. It's young living or assisted living. You can make your home a healthy home. It all starts with you, and it starts right now. All right, so let's talk about movement. Webster says the act or process of moving. Oh, there's brilliant. So we have movement in dance. We have movement in a crowded room, movement in an athletic event, movement on the battlefield, all of which are obvious and physical examples of movement. But what about movement of an idea? For example, the civil rights movement, the minimum wage movement, the gun owner rights movement. All of these are movements, ideas, or beliefs, or a movement. The whole notion of movement is to go from one place or another. In a football field, for example, we go from where you are to the other side of your opponent's goal line. That's the object. It's a simple enough concept, but there's an obstacle. It's called the other team. So the coaches create a set of plays and maneuvers that, when properly executed, will create pathways to move the ball in the desired direction. A political idea like civil rights, minimum wage, climate change, and others work in the same manner. We have an idea. I'm not commenting right now on if the idea is good or bad or ugly. I just want to illustrate the point, the movement of the idea. We need to move that idea from our mind into the minds of a significant, influential population. So we educate that population about the problem that needs solving and how our idea meets that need. All right, it's straightforward enough, but there's an obstacle. That is a different viewpoint. That group may not accept the premise that there's a problem at all that needs solving, or they may agree with the basic premise, but have a different idea on how to solve it. Now, each group of people must take action in order to reach and communicate that significant, influential population. It is only then that laws can be made and codified to memorialize the idea and the agreement. All right, so in business, and this is all business, it's exactly the same. We have a problem that needs a solution. A business or an individual comes up with a product or service that solves that problem. They make the market aware of their solution and offer it for sale. The obstacle is the competing company that also has a solution. So action needs to be taken by both companies to differentiate their product and explain how it solves the problem. So they attend trade shows, make buyers aware of the solution, and demonstrate how it works. They offer free samples, if appropriate, to consumers, and they try to see if it solves the problem. There may be testimonials from consumers who have used the product or service that are happy, or product or service and are happy with the result. Whoever takes the most action tends to be the most successful, even if it is not the best solution. I could give lots of examples of that, but I don't want to end up in court. But I think we have all been bitten by that fly. You know, when the hype does not match the result. So what's the takeaway here? Okay, so the takeaway is without action, there's no movement. The better the plan of action, the greater the movement. And third, more action typically means more movement. All right, so that's that. Here is some movement. This is my gratefulness moment of the day. And the movement is zip ties. I'm grateful for zip ties. This is done in Coldwell Banker Blue, perfect. Good for hanging sold signs on signs. Lots of uses. Zip ties were something that was created. I didn't do a lot of research on when they were created or who created them, but you go into the aisles right now of Home Depot or Menards or any of those Lowe's or anything, and there are 1,000 different zip tie options in the aisle for you, and they're so useful to hold things together. Used to use tape, used to use metal clamps, used to use hooks. Now we zip tie everything, and they work just super duper. So I'm grateful for zip ties today. All right, so we're doing our 30. Let me see. I haven't had anything to eat since Sunday night, 5 o'clock on Sunday. So when I did my 30 push-ups this morning, I got to admit it was a little more difficult than I had thought it was going to be. And I did something else. I did the first 20 normal pace, and I did the last 10 slow. Slow is more difficult. Keep that FYI. Slow, more difficult. All right, so then I did my everything else outside early in this morning. So the only thing I got left is some sit-ups. So let's get those wrapped off. So we'll do our 30 sit-ups. All right, ready? You all set? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So my question is, are you sitting on the couch watching me do them, or are you doing them yourself? Join me, and you will be glad that you did. The older you get, the longer you want to live. This has been your senior moment. I'm Keith Hittner Senior, and we'll see you tomorrow.